Can I have your attention?
Can I have your attention?
Can I have your attention?
This
Is your conscience speaking?
Is your conscience speaking?
Try to catch me howling at the moon.
I don't know which way to look. Oh, okay.
I hate these things.
Do you want me to move over a tad, or is it fine?
Yeah, move over a little bit.
Hopefully I look slim thick with choking. I might buy you a new bag. I can't. Okay.
You good?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Hold on.
I'm ready. Like SpongeBob says.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Angel.
Hello.
Am I just calling you Angel or Angel Diamond?
Either or. Angel Diamond, whatever you're feeling.
I'm just gonna call you Angel because that's what I'm used to.
Okay.
What up? How are you?
Oh, I'm good. We got a good little pump in this morning.
Yeah, my legs are fucking dying.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Issa, because I know you're gonna watch this.
Yeah, thank you, Issa, for
With your
killing
pyramids.
my fucking legs. So
Almost passed away, saw Jesus.
yeah, I'm like, I will not be able to walk tomorrow. So
Nope, the hammies are hammying right now.
What does that mean?
Just like, you know, when you sit too long and you be getting a cramp? Like, the legs are being straightened under the table.
I wish you all can see what she's doing right now. Because legitimately, while we were in the middle of the workout, like when she couldn't take it anymore, when the weight dropped, her legs just shot up like a little fucking kid. And that's what she's doing right now.
Yeah, I almost passed away. Issa.
Like, fuck you, Issa. No, we love you. Seriously.
Yeah, love you to death, Issa.
But how are you?
I'm good. It's been a good day. It's a good Saturday. It's getting warm, so that's all that matters because I hate being cold.
Is it too warm for you in here?
No, it's nice.
I was like, damn, because as soon as you said, I'm like, it's kind of warm in here.
I'm like, I'm fine. But it's because I'm always cold. Like, I swear, my fingertips are always cold. Like they don't get blood flow or something.
Well, you did say you're anemic.
Yes.
So I'm like that. I'm the opposite of you.
Mm-hmm.
I have too much iron, so I have to do like blood work. Like,
Makes sense. I feel like I need like an IV drip or something sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? Because sometimes I just be like dead tired all the time, and then I'm like, oh, you should probably take an iron pill. That would make sense.
Do you?
No. I probably should. Because like I'll be having my a whole energy drink, and still I could go to sleep like straight after that.
Okay. So, were you diagnosed with having low iron?
Yes.
And what are you doing about it?
I don't take iron pills, but I just like rely on like the protein I'm eating. If that makes sense.
So you eat like a lot of red meat?
I like a lot of red meat, yes. Like steaks and stuff. Like that's what I ate last night. I ate a steak.
My friends just hit me up and they're like, do you want to have steak? And I'm like, I'm recording my podcast.
Steak is best, and I'll save it for me. I'll be over after.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
I'm dead. That's so funny. That's how I am. I like steak though. Medium rare.
Thank you. If you said well done, I would have
because-
kicked your ass out.
No, it needs to be red. Come on, no.
Nice and bloody.
Because no, even medium's too much. I like it like tender, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's like butter falling apart.
I'm like, yeah, I just made some steaks earlier this week. Mm-hmm. And I was like, it came out just right. I cooked the fat just right.
That's perfect, huh?
Yeah.
With the little, like, when it's like crisp on the outside.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
You gotta have that nice char.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, it looks like I'm going to my friend's house for dinner.
Right? You're like, actually, save that plate. I'll be there in a little bit.
Yeah. So, enough of the bullshitting. Mm-hmm. Did you see the story about this millionaire who he's worth about $800,000? Shit you not.
Okay.
I'm like, maybe he can be my sugar daddy.
Shoot. With your Addy. I'm just kidding. I'm fucked up.
No, but dead serious though. Like his initiative is to actually figure out the algorithm to better health, not just physical health, but mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health,
Okay.
so that he can live forever.
Yeah.
And so it's like, as I saw that, and you know how our phones are fucking spies and all that, so it
Yes.
brings up everything related to that.
Yep.
So I saw another story on how AI is going to be the thing that makes us prolong our lives,
AI, that's scary.
right?
My first initial thought on that is literally Terminator. I'm not kidding, because that's what's going to end up happening.
Like that or iRobot, right?
I don't know, man. I honestly feel like they're just going to take over. Like, at that point, they're going to be able to hack into our nukes and just, boom, goodbye, human race.
So I'm assuming that you're against AI,
To an extent. Like, if I need help on something,
like homework.
yeah.
If you were in
basically.
school.
Yeah. Like, even if I'm asked a hard question, I'll go into my, what is it, like GTP something. I have like
Oh,
this app,
ChatGPT. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and I'll like ask it a question, and it like writes back to me.
I'm
And I'm like,
so scared to
wow,
use
that
it.
is a great answer. I'm just going to copy and paste. Like, that's how I've gotten a lot of things. But it's just because my brain does so many things, it doesn't like allow me to focus. Like, I don't know. I've never been told I have ADHD, but part of me feels like I do because I can't focus on one thing.
So, funny story. My therapist recently diagnosed me with ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
I'm
like,
what are the symptoms? Because I literally can't focus.
the thing is, when you can't focus, and the things that you aren't really interested in, it takes you forever to do. So you just procrastinate the fuck out of it.
Okay, makes sense.
But anything that you're really interested in, you hyper focus on it.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Those are signs of ADHD.
Okay,
Do not quote me on that.
I do have ADHD. I do, because anything I like, I'll actually like do, and I'll put my time into it. Like, for example, you teaching me how to deadlift. That's something I want, and like that's a goal that I have, to where I want to be able to pull fucking 445s on each side, whatever the hell that is. I'll
Yeah.
get there. I'm getting there. But anything else, like for example, I was like doing like a social studies quiz the other day, right? I dead ass fell asleep sitting up mid question. And I don't even remember falling asleep. Like,
You just
my
woke up
brain
and, like-
just does not let me. Like, if I'm not into it, there's no way. Like, there's not even a slight chance that I'll focus on it. Like, at all.
Did you wake up and you were like, the
Still
fuck is
sitting
this?
up, same spot. Literally being timed. And I was like,
Wait, you were being timed?
yeah.
You're doing a test. Mm-hmm. And you fell asleep.
Yep. Mid question. That's so weird, right?
No, I mean, if from what I've like heard or researched about ADHD, that's pretty common.
Okay.
Like, there have been times where I would be doing something that I'm not too interested in,
Yeah.
and I'll fall asleep at my desk over there, and I legit, my cat just
Sorry.
fucking stays. Sorry.
That's so funny.
He fucking loves you.
I know, it's so funny. He's like tickling me with his whiskers.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
But it's like, I was so disinterested in what I was actually doing.
Yeah.
And then when I have to put a timer on my fucking phone and legit be like, wake my ass up. Just because I know if I don't, I'll just fucking fall asleep.
Okay. No, that makes sense. I have timers like that too, or I'll put my phone on mindfulness, for example, but it's just weird how I'm disciplined in certain areas. Like, for example, a lot of people have a hard time going to the gym and like having a consistent routine. That's one thing I don't have a problem with. Like, that's what I look forward to.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to go, which I'm grateful for, because I know a lot of people are always like, how do you do it? Like, how do you go to the gym? How are you so motivated? And I'm just like, that's what I like to do. But anything else, it's just like, nope.
So, just a little background for you guys. Angel and I actually met at the gym that we currently go to. And she was just staring at me, not because I'm pretty or anything like that, but because like I was deadlifting and I just saw her in the mirror just watching me. And I'm the kind of person that is very considerate of people and if they need equipment.
Yes.
So I legit asked her, I'm like, hey, did you need the platform?
I was just staring real weird.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. But it was because he was pulling like hella weight. Like a lot.
But the reason why I brought that up is because I wanted to give you your flowers. And because I don't think you do this enough for yourself. But I think you are way too hard on yourself.
I am a little bit. That's one thing I do know about myself, but it's like at the same time, I'm trying to like teach myself how, or I'm trying to like my mind, I kind of want myself to treat myself like a child, but in a sense, I have to treat myself that way. Like, you know how parents are like, oh, you can't eat that right now, or like, you can't have this, or you need to do this right now. I need to be like that with myself because I'm not disciplined outside of those areas. Like, for example, like how we go to the gym and we're supposed to be like on a meal plan or whatever, like doing this and this.
Yeah.
It's like I'll do so good for a whole week, and then once it hits like my weekend, I'll eat whatever I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the next week, I like won't do my meal plan.
Mm-hmm.
And I like won't eat at all the whole week. And then I'll be like back on it. So I'm like, my brain is like real, like I'm not disciplined in that aspect, like where I need to be on like a meal plan for like a whole month, which is what I want. But I don't allow myself to like do those things.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'm like, hello, wake up.
You know, I can tell that we're two people with ADHD. Because I started this conversation wanting to ask you a question, and we like deviated onto
everything else.
Yeah, everything else. Because it's like we got into one topic and the other, but I'm like, that's funny as fuck.
No, for real. In my brain, that's how it is 24/7. Like, it'll be singing a song, and then I start thinking of something. I'm like, oh, I need to do that. And then I go to another song, and then it starts thinking of another thing I need to do. And then I'm like, hold on. What happened?
Yeah.
Like, all day. All day.
Yeah, but legitimately, like, I wanted to give you your flowers because I feel like ever since I met you, you listen to everything I say, which is very hard to do.
Yeah.
Because I know you don't like being told what to do.
I don't like being told what to do, but he's helping me get to the goal that I'm trying to reach. So right there, is why I'm so taking the advice and everything in. And also, I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
Because I was already crippled, so I literally, that was kind of fucked up. But no, I really was. I couldn't even bend this far forward, like for 9 months.
I was like, were you paralyzed?
No, I just like fucked up my lower back. I don't know what. And like, I don't know if it was my sciatica. I don't know if it's just my mental. Because after I got an x-ray, my back stopped hurting. That's weird, right?
That is kind of weird. And
But
you did,
after
like,
they
no
told me it
physical
wasn't a
therapy.
bone, I was fine. But I was so sure it was a bone. I thought my disc was slipped, I swear. But maybe it was just my sciatic, but it did take me like 9 months for it to go away. So I don't know if I tore a muscle. The x-ray wouldn't show that because obviously you need an MRI to see muscle tissue.
Mm-hmm.
But once I found out it wasn't a bone, I was fine.
So, yeah. See, I'm like, we definitely have fucking ADHD.
Yeah, I know.
I should just call this episode ADHD.
Honestly.
But, no, seriously, though. I want to give you your flowers because of the fact that I've seen you improve so much. Like, I've only been working with her since the beginning of January.
Yeah.
And I saw her deadlift go from struggling, hitting 180, to hitting 225 for reps last week.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you're doing fucking awesome.
I'm really, really trying.
What do you think is the hardest thing for... did you have a hard time getting yourself to the gym in the first place, like when you first started?
I've always, ever since I was young, probably about 14, I've always worked out. So, like, me and my mom had, like, a routine. We would do, like, CrossFit together. We had this trainer named Paulette. Best lady ever. She literally changed my life completely. And I feel like that it just always stuck with me. Like, I always liked to work out. I never had a problem going to the gym. It's just what I like, you know? It's what I look forward to, like, through the whole day. Like, even my down to the pre-workout. I'm like, oh, that's my favorite part. I'm like, oh, whoever dry scoops, you're literally crazy because drinking the pre is like the best part. It really is. Put that shit over some ice, shake it up like you're making a little drink.
That shit can actually be really dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize.
Dry scooping?
Yeah. Because I did it when I was young and dumb.
Not me. I literally choked the first time I tried it, and then I never did it again because I almost died. I inhaled it. I literally almost died.
Because that's what they say is that you can actually aspirate. Mm-hmm. That's like when you take in whatever you're consuming into your lungs.
Yeah, and that's literally what happened. I swear I almost died. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I felt like I just smoked a blunt for the first time. Like the way I was fucking coughing.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Because I be smoking blunts. Okay? And that shit, I literally just couldn't breathe. You know? It like went up my nose and everything. Like I don't know how, like I like tried to drink water, but I coughed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what got me right there. Nearly passed away.
So, speaking of blunts, do you have a very funny story about when you were high?
Okay.
Or a bad experience?
I do. Okay, so it wasn't off of a blunt. This was, my mom had a boyfriend at the time. They were together for a couple years. They got together when I was like 13. They were together till I was about 16. Well, anyways, he had a son named Noah. I'll say names because it's just fine. Like, they know who I am. But, so I never took a dab before, like, ever. And if you don't know, like, what a dab is, it's like, well, wax, obviously, but it's just, like, really potent THC. Okay. You know? So he was like, you know what? I went into his room one day. It was me, his cousin, his best friend, his girlfriend. We're all in there. He's like, here, just take a dab, you know? I was like, okay, like, I'll try it. So if you don't know what a dab is, you need, like, a torch, a rig. It's kind of like, if you don't know what it is, people probably think you're doing a hardcore drug, but honestly, it's not. Like,
yeah, if I saw that, I probably would.
So, like, you're heating up the torch, whatever. You're hitting it off of a nail. So, literally, I go over here. I'm over here taking this dab. Never took one before, mind you. He gives me a fat-ass fucking dab, like, fatter than fuck. I literally went and inhaled it, blew it out. I started coughing so hard, like I literally couldn't even breathe, couldn't catch my breath. Went into the bathroom, fucking was coughing for, I'm not even kidding you, like 45 minutes. 45 fucking minutes. I literally felt like I was half in my body, half out. Like, that's how high I was. I was so fucking stoned. And literally, they're like knocking on the door, trying to check on me, whatever. My mom was in the living room. I was like, I just need to lay down. Like, I don't know what. I was like so fucking high out of my mind. I went and laid on my bed, but I kid you not, I was literally turning green. I fucking greened out. Like, my skin was literally turning green, and then I couldn't swallow. Like, they kept trying to bring me water and food, but, like, I could not swallow. And then, I kid you not, I was sitting there. At the time, I had 4 best friends, Jack, Jimmy, Isaac, Tanner, right? They would always come over, always hang out. They would literally sleep over. Like, these were the fucking homies. I would always let them sleep in my bed. I would go sleep in my sister's room. They were the coolest dudes fucking ever. Hope they're all doing good, by the way. Haven't seen them in years. But fucking literally, Isaac called me. And I, tried to answer the phone. And I was sitting there. And I was, talking to him on the phone. And I was like, bro, I'm so fucking high. Like, I'm literally, fucked. I don't know what to do. Like, I was, my mom wanted to take me to the hospital. This is how fucked up I looked. Like, I was literally green. And I was on the phone with him, and I kid you not, I got so nauseous. I literally was like, hold on one second. I muted this motherfucker, and I fucking projectile vomited all over my room. Like, I was so fucking high. And then literally my mom was like, oh my God. So she wanted to take me to the hospital, and I was the one, trying to calm her down when I'm the one high as fuck, literally freaking out. I was like, no, Mom, mind you, I will not go to the hospital. I either have to be fucking, literally dead, or I have to be fucking knocked out, because I will not go to the hospital. I swear to God, I'll tell you another story about what happened to my knee once, and I fucking popped that bitch back into place by myself because I was not going to the hospital. And literally, she was just like, no, I want to take you. I was like, no, Mom, I just need to go to bed. I'll be fine in the morning. I just need to go to bed. So after that, bless my mom, she literally cleaned my whole room, just helped me out. And then I went to sleep, and I was fine in the morning, like I said I would be.
Bless Angel's mama, for real.
Yeah, for real. The time I did shrooms, too, she was a lifesaver. Every time I wanted to do something hardcore, my mom was always down, as long as I was in her space and she was aware of what I was doing.
That's what I feel like a lot of people, especially in the current times, they're more open with their parents about the things that they do.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like if I had kids, I would kind of be the same way.
Yeah, no, my mom, she's the best mom ever, I swear to God. She would let me go to parties. I would stay out late. She didn't care what I did as long as she knew where I was. If I told her I was going to a house party, she would be like, all right, just give me the address, you know? Mm-hmm. She didn't care. Like, I would literally come home at like 4 in the morning. 15 years old, come home at 4 in the morning. She'd be like, as long as you're home.
Yeah.
But I would always call her, like, if I needed anything, I would call my mom. I would not. If I was in any situation, she would be like, okay.
Your mom sounds pretty awesome.
She is. She's great. She's so cool.
Did I ever tell you the funny story about when I had a really bad trip?
Off of shrooms? Oh my God, acid?
No. Okay.
Molly? Hold on.
Okay.
What drug?
So I'm like, since you told your story, I'll tell mine. So I just recently moved. I used to live in Roswell. Mm-hmm. Prior to that, I was in Jersey. But when I moved from Roswell to here,
Yeah.
like I had just broken up with my long-term relationship. We were together for 7 years.
Yeah.
So in the middle of COVID, so there was nothing to do.
Yeah.
And I couldn't really meet anyone.
Makes
And I
sense.
had met these friends of mine who, there's Harley. Shout out to Harley in the background.
She's playing with the blinds.
Yeah.
He, not she.
But I met these friends and they were like, hey, like we're actually getting some edibles. Do you want any? Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, like I've had edibles before.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. And I was like, is it medical grade? They're like, no, she makes them. I'm like, as long as you trust them, I'm good. So they gave me this flower, like, gummy. Mm-hmm. And they were like, break off a petal, cut it in half.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. They're like, you should be fine. So here I am, because I don't know anybody. I was doing it by myself with my cats.
Yeah.
You know? And I have it, and I let it start to kick in. I had steak already made. So I'm like eating it. When you have an edible, like you feel everything like happening to your body.
Yeah.
That body high, which feels amazing.
I have always gotten sick off of edibles, so I never take them.
Okay, good to know. But so when I took it, like I put a timer on because I knew if it wasn't strong enough, I'd want to take the other piece.
Yeah.
So when I took it, like after 45 minutes, I'm like, I feel good. I was watching Schitt's Creek. If you haven't watched it, definitely
It's
watch
funny
it.
as fuck.
It's funny as fuck. And I was like, just laughing my ass off. I'm like, I think I can have more. Right? So I have the other fucking piece of the edible. After half an hour, I was like drinking water because I knew like, you get cotton mouth and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and all of a sudden I was like, I'm not feeling the water go down. And I'm like, am I swallowing? I'm like, am I breathing?
You said, hold up.
I was like, what
Hold
the fuck
the
is
fuck up.
happening?
That will happen.
So I walked to my bathroom, like looking at myself in the mirror. I'm like opening my throat. I'm like, is my throat closing? Like, am I good? And I was like, fuck. I'm like, I don't really know anybody here. And I'm like, who the fuck am I gonna call?
Yeah.
I called one of my coworkers, and bless you, you know who you are. I'm not gonna call you out, but I'm like, hey, can you come by my apartment and just make sure I'm alive?
I'm dead. You said, just please make sure I'm not dead.
And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, to be honest, I'm high as fuck right now, but it's like I'm having trouble breathing. I don't know if I'm having like an anxiety attack, just a bad trip. She's like, sure, I'll come over. So she comes over, and she's sitting across from me at this table, and she's like laughing, and she's like, I've had a bad trip too. Don't worry, like don't be embarrassed. But then out of nowhere, I had this really weird fucking cough, and it reminded me of like a really bad situation in my life where somebody was like having a heart attack. So I freaked the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I was like, take me to the hospital.
You said, please take me to the hospital.
Yeah, I was like, I just need to know that I'm breathing and that I'm okay.
And I bet you they told you were breathing great, huh?
Yeah. when I got to the hospital, like, I walked up to the counter, and she couldn't stay with me because at this time it was during COVID.
Yeah.
So there was, like, no visitors. And they're like, what can I help you with? And I was like, I'm high as fuck right now. I was dead honest with them. And they're like, do you know if it was laced with anything? I'm like, no, but I got it. It's not, like, pharmaceutical. And I was just like, but I just need to know that I'm breathing. So they triaged me. They put me in the bag. They put the little pulse ox on my finger that breathes oxygen. And they're like, you see that number? I'm like, yes. They're like, you're perfectly fine. I'm like, oh.
You're all... That's so fucking funny.
No, but then I sit in the lobby because like they made me do a drug test just to make sure like it wasn't laced with fentanyl or anything.
Yeah.
And then, so I go to the, like, within half an hour, I use the bathroom like 4 times, just peeing because of the amount of water that I was drinking. And then after, like, the last time I used the bathroom, I walked up, I'm like, I think I'm fine. My high wore off. I'm breathing. I'm going to go.
Oh, goodbye.
I'm like, goodbye. Which was a bad idea because insurance doesn't cover it at that point.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. So don't go AMA, folks.
Yes, don't do that.
Yeah.
I just will not go. You'll have to, like, if somebody wants to take me to the hospital, you're going to have to knock me the fuck out because I'll fight you. I'd be like, y'all really going to have to stray vest my ass because I will fucking Sparta kick. Boom. I'll be like, nope, I'm try to catch me.
Okay. So moving on from the high stories.
Okay.
What do you think are the biggest... Give me 3 green flags and 3 red flags when it comes to what you see attractive on a guy or whatever.
Okay, so we'll start with the red flags, honestly.
See, I knew you were going to say that because it's so easy to talk about the bad shit.
Well, it's just because I feel like red flags are... It's always how a motherfucker will give you 100%, but then they start giving you like 90, 95, 80, you know, like depending off of like what they get out of the situation. I don't like narcissism or like narcissistic people, which I feel like a lot of men are. They just don't know how to like communicate or say how the fuck they feel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they always just try to like gaslight or flip the switch in the script on you. Or what else? What else is a red flag? It comes down to probably, I don't know. It's like I love me a gym guy, but I also feel like they could be red flags.
Why?
It's just, I don't want to like bring up being like guys being a hoe, but a lot of motherfuckers ain't shit, okay? If you're seeing this and you ain't shit, you cut it the fuck out.
Is it because you think that they are like working on their looks so they get... Because I've seen you at the gym, and not to call you out, but I'm like, when you see it, like a guy that you think is good looking, you're like, oh, that motherfucker's fine.
And I'll be like, he's fine. I'm like, that's a big ass, meaty ass motherfucker. Like, ooh, but like, I won't talk to them.
See, but that's the thing though. If you think they're attractive and you see them at the gym, that's a red flag.
Not necessarily that. If I see an attractive guy at the gym and I see him talking to every girl, I'm like, that's a red flag. Does that make sense?
But what if they're friendly? I'm friendly.
Yeah, but like we also like approach you, but those like you won't just walk up to random girls.
No,
like I'll see these motherfuckers going from bitch to bitch. We're not bitches. I'll see them going from lady to lady.
Right, repeat that. We're not bitches.
We're not bitches.
No.
But like they'll be going like I'll literally see them hopping around. I'm like, I don't like that.
And I think that's fucking creepy.
I'm like, there's something going on there, you know?
Yeah, because like, I'm not.
Because you could see a motherfucker, like a big jacked motherfucker, they'll have headphones on the whole time, won't talk to anybody, and it's like you know what they're there for. They're there to get a workout in.
Yeah.
Like, but whenever you be seeing those guys that just be going up to all the fit girls, you know what I mean? I'm like, something happening.
Because I see it at our gym too, and.
Is it still recording?
Oh, what the fuck?
That just happened now.
Just happened? Oh, damn. Sorry, camera cut out for like 2 seconds.
I'm like, it is. We
But-
survived.
Yeah, no, what I was saying though is that there's been times where I've seen guys approach girls at the gym, and it just gets really fucking creepy. And I'm like, I'm not trying to like be up on my fucking soapbox.
Yeah.
But it's like you were saying, when you see people working out, like with the big headphones on, and they're just like in the zone, like you know that they're there to do one thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm friendly, I'll have side conversations with people, but at the end of the day, it's like I'm there to work.
Exactly.
Right?
And also, we know like a lot of people at the gym to where they like tell us hi.
Yeah.
but it's just like the difference. Like, for example, this guy like approached me at Defined, good looking, whatever, but he like wanted to work out with me. I was like, okay, you know, like we could work out.
Did you know him prior to?
No, like
Okay.
we just met that day. So
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay. But the thing with me is I always think somebody wants to be friendly, like a friend, like you can have homies, whatever. But this guy, like once he got my number, he started texting me. We were like planning on we were gonna do like a leg date, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, he was like asking me other things. I like got to it right away. I was like, well, he doesn't know what my intentions are. I don't know what his are. I was like, so I'm just going to cut to the point. Like, I don't like wasting people's time.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to get to the point. Like, I told him, I was like, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. I just got out of a really long relationship. I was like, we could be friends if you're okay with that, but I'm not looking for anything right now. This motherfucker got so hurt. I was like, oh, okay, there's one. I already know that he didn't just want to work out. He wanted something more. And I told him, like, no. And he was like, I was like, we could be friends. And he was like, no, I'm good on that. So I was like, okay, bye.
Wow.
And then I still see that motherfucker all the time at the gym. And, like, he'll, like, randomly try to talk to me. And I'm like,
Can you put him out to me next time?
yeah, I'll put him out. But literally, I was just like, no.
Can I lift more than him?
Yeah, definitely.
If you accept, you know who to call.
Huh. I'll fucking Captain America swing a 45 so quick in a motherfucker, I swear to God.
Yeah.
Literally, try me.
No, but I'm like, because that's the thing, right? Especially when, this is why I don't approach women at the gym for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
I love going to the gym.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
No,
want
me
to go.
too. Like, that's my safe place.
Yeah.
So, like I don't know if you know that old couple. They always work out together. He's, like, real buff.
Oh,
She's
I know
buff
exactly
too.
what you're talking about, yeah.
Okay, she was always, she literally told me, she's like, don't ever date somebody at the gym. She's like, you can always find a new man, but not a new gym. And I was like, oh, I was like, that stuck with me forever. I was like, you know what? You're right.
No, she's right, though, because it's like, I don't want to go to a different gym.
Yeah.
Because I made the mistake of talking to somebody there. Mm-hmm. Like, the people who I've met there, like, they all go there. I don't want to fuck that up.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, for me, I'm just like, no, I can meet women other places.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the one thing I will say, and we could talk about green flags for after
Yeah.
this, is that, like, my one big green flag is seeing somebody, like a female, if she is, like, a gym rat, wearing the big headphones, doesn't pay attention to anybody else,
Yeah.
and just fucking works out. And, like, that could be at the gym, it could be where the work life or anything else, is that their focus is entirely on that.
Yeah.
Because just imagine that when she does become interested in somebody, it's like us with ADHD, right? That hyper focus that will go into that relationship. But the thing is, I don't want to be the kind of person that takes away from her goals either.
Exactly.
So it's like, I'm concerned. I'm old enough to know that, because I was a dumbass at one point, I won't lie, where,
Weren't we all?
yeah, we definitely were.
Still learning.
I was a bitch at one point, but
I'm like, I was a dumbass and still am.
you aren't bad.
Yeah, not that bad, but
No, but it was just like one of those things where it's like, to see them put that much effort into things that they love. And it's just like, for me, I just want to be a plus in their life, not the reason why they're happy,
exactly.
you know? Because I used to be the kind of guy that would go after women that were kind of broken, because I felt like if I fixed them, I had given them, like, I had worth because I was making them feel worthy too.
That makes sense.
It's not good though.
No, it isn't. Because, like, my goal right now is, like, I want to be whole before I get into a relationship. Because then if you go
Yes.
into a relationship broken, it's just going to be, you're going to always want constant approval. Or, like,
Yeah.
you just want to always feel secure. And I don't want that. I would rather love myself and be whole and have all my ducks in order before I try to be with somebody else.
Yeah, so the guy that you were just with, he just fucked up. Because that is probably one of the best things. That,
Yeah.
to be completely honest, it's just one of those things that is like a beautiful trait when people focus on themselves so much. Because I think people try to find somebody to fix their insecurities. But just because you're with somebody doesn't mean those insecurities go away.
Exactly.
You know, and then
That's right.
when you start to see those traits, so say you were in a relationship, right? And say like you had previously been cheated on, and it made you question like who you are, like if you're beautiful, your worth, and all that. If that person started to display a trait that the person that cheated on you did, it starts to make you feel like that they're going to cheat too.
Yeah, so it'll literally just make you be like, oh, okay, so they're like similar in these ways. So you're just thinking, that's one thing about me is I always try to not take like what happened in my past into, like, for example, if I'm talking to somebody, I'm not gonna bring what happened in the past into this because it's a whole different person.
Yeah, which it should be.
That's exactly. So I always try to like just start over. I'm like, okay, like these things happened. Everything happens for a reason. So what is it gonna come to now? But clearly, I don't know. Some people are just something else, man. I don't know. It's like we know how we think because of how we are, but just I don't know. Some people just trip me out, man. I don't get it.
See, and that's the thing is that I think too many people don't realize this. I'm recently learning this myself.
Yeah.
Is that expectations when you have them of other people, they usually are never met.
Exactly.
When you create boundaries, that's for yourself. And you won't let people cross those boundaries.
Exactly. Because
expectations is from things that other people, it's what you expect of other people, but you can't control them.
Exactly.
Right? So in that aspect, you'll always lose.
And I feel like it also stems with like some people are like overly creative and they like make this vision or like this person in their head of what they think somebody can be. And they're so set on it. They're so set on like them being that person, but that's not who they are. Yeah.
And remember how I was telling you about how I used to like to fix people? That's exactly the way that I thought.
Yeah. I
was like, I see the good in this person.
Exactly.
I see that they display these traits sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's not who they are all the time. But it's like you're waiting for that breakthrough for them.
I feel like that's also why we were both in relationships for a long time, because you said you were in one for 7 years and that's how long I was in one.
Yeah.
And it's just like you like keep trying to see like, oh, like I know you could be good, I know you could do this, like I know you're capable of this and this and this, but like will you do it?
To that point though, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate, because like I haven't been in a relationship now in 3 years. Like I've talked to women like since then, but I'm truly focused on myself.
Hi, Harley.
Shout out to Harley who's popping up in here. But anyway, going back to that, like what are the things that she needed to work on? Absolutely. But there were also things that I needed to work on too.
Yeah.
And like some people are really not meant for you. But you can also know when you played a part in that as well.
Exactly.
Like for me, like I accepted certain things.
Yeah.
And by staying in it, all I did was enable it.
Exactly.
Right. But there were still things that I could have worked on better too. You know?
No, that's how I was as well. Like I knew, in all honesty, we both needed to get our shit together. And I feel like us separating like helped in that sense. Like kind of like finding ourselves. Because when you're with somebody so long, you like start to, it shouldn't be like that. Like you want to like grow with the partner, water each other. Like you have your hobbies, they have theirs. You guys have your friends. Like have time for yourself and for your friends. But it's just like when you're with somebody so long, I feel like you get so comfortable to where like you lose your creative spark. You kind of like lose yourself and like you don't really know what, because that's how I felt after I got out of my relationship. I felt like I didn't know who I was. Like I didn't even know what I liked. I didn't know what hobbies I liked. Like the only thing I ever would always do, like even in a relationship, was go to the gym. And like even that, like I would always go by myself. So like that was like my time.
Yeah.
But it's just like even after that, still to this day, I feel kind of like I don't know what I want. So that's why I feel like I can't be with anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm like, no, not yet, because I just feel like that is kind of like a burden. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
No, I 100% get it. Because when you were just like talking about how you felt after you got out of the relationship, like you didn't know who you were, that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah, because it's just like you're with somebody so long, you don't know like how to be with alone.
Yeah.
You don't know how to be without them. So it's like, you're like, well,
Sorry, my cat's acting up right now.
you're like, well, what do I do, you know?
Yeah.
But,
Because your identity for so long was you being with that person.
and I felt like I was like a mother in a sense.
Ooh.
So
no.
I know I was a great girlfriend. I could have been a blue collar wife, let me tell you. Literally laundry done, food done, breakfast, lunch, dinner, fucking cleaned everything. Like I was like that. Like I was like a stay at home mom with no children, but I didn't stay at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was just me, but it's just because I think it's the cancer in me. Like I literally just love taking care of someone. I don't know if that's good or bad though. I just like love, like when I love somebody, I love them. Do you know what I mean? So
I feel like taking care of somebody is one thing, but when it's like they expect that constantly of you, I feel like that's another.
yeah.
You know?
And I don't necessarily think he expected it. Like I would just do it because that's how I was.
But did he start to like get lazy and just?
I don't know. Like, I feel like he, in a sense, he did. I felt like he was very, very comfortable with me to the point where, like, I was the one, like, taking care of everything.
Yeah.
Like, down to, like, bills.
Yeah. Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So, like, I was, like, doing it all.
So, you know how we were just talking about, like, how we felt like we lost our identity?
Yeah.
I heard this really great video. It was a TED Talk. I've never listened to them until I found this.
I like TED Talks.
Yeah, because I was going through like a really bad heartbreak. Like this girl who I was talking to after my recent relationship, she gaslit the fuck out of me. She was a narcissist. I need to let you borrow the book that I was reading.
Yes, I need that book.
But yeah, she really, I'm gonna say she really fucked me up. But at the same token, I actually accepted that, so I also take responsibility. You know. Because I just know from that, what I learned from her is that I'm not going to ever accept that again.
Okay, yeah.
Right? But what I was saying was when I was finding that video in that TED Talk, I really got to a point where I was looking for videos legitimately on how to get over heartbreak. I wasn't even talking to this girl for that long. Like, I was in a relationship for 7 years. This girl hurt me worse.
No, I get it. I really do.
Yeah, like
traumatized.
Yeah.
I'm traumatized.
But he made a very good point when it comes to when you leave a relationship. And he's like, the way that you heal is you figure out what is hurting you. Like where we felt like we lost our identity. Why? Because we always associated ourselves with that person. So it's like, now that you know how to heal at the same time.
Okay.
So it's like knowing that your identity was solely so much of that person. So say, like, I'm not sure if you're somebody that goes to church. Like, I don't, but
I'm like, I believe in a lot of different religions, a lot of different things. So I don't think one way is right. I feel like they all play a part together.
So we'll bring it to the gym aspect.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, say you met that person at the gym and you actually like started dating and all that stuff. Your identity together was you both at the gym together.
Yeah.
And then now that you guys aren't together, it's like he wants to go to a different gym and like you want to too. But it's like now you lost that part of what was your regular life.
Makes sense.
So it's like,
because it's like change.
Yeah. And it's like something that felt a part of you for so long. So you're like, now I can't go back to that gym because I'm always going to see that person there.
Yeah. So it's like you're associating that with that person.
Yeah. So,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, that?
Oof. We can talk about relationships all day.
I'm like, oh, relationships are crazy.
Yeah.
It's all a lesson. Everybody meets everybody for a reason, either to higher the frequency or lower it. So.
Yeah. And it's crazy because a lot of people, when you don't work on yourself, a lot of people, I feel like, will put themselves in the same situation over and over again.
And they will. And I don't know, you'll just be uncomfortable until you finally decide to move, you know?
Yeah.
Like you'll be just uncomfortable in every situation.
Yeah. And that's why when you said, you're like, I'm working on myself right now, that's why I was like, props to you. Because you're much younger than me. A lot of people, they don't realize that they need to do that until much later on in their life.
And I am like having a quarter life crisis. I'm not kidding. I'm literally like going through it, but it's totally fine. Like I literally know I'm going to make it. So I don't have a doubt in my heart. I know I'm going to. And like when I mean make it, I don't mean like being famous. I'm not. I would much rather have a bunch of money and not anybody know my fucking name than to be known by like the whole world. But it's just, life be crazy. Life is rough. But I did it to myself because I wanted to move out when I was 17. I was so stubborn. That comes down to like why I'm in the situation I'm in because of how I am. I'm just being honest. And that's true. Like, I literally read it in a book. Like, you're in the situation you're in because of how you are. Like, I don't like to be told what to do. So, therefore, I always have issues in that sense. Like, I just don't, I have a hard time. I just have a really hard time. Just in that sense. And I feel like I just have to suck it up sometimes, but I don't want to. And that's the stubbornness in me.
I have to give you your props because you're at least taking accountability.
I know, like I know what I do wrong, and I know, like I can literally point it out.
Yeah, because I'm like, there are so many people that will say, these dudes ain't shit, these bitches ain't shit. But I'm like, what is it about? Do you know who Cat Williams is? The comedian?
Yes.
He said it perfectly on one of his specials. He's like, it's not that those dudes or those bitches ain't shit. He's like, what is it about you that keeps attracting that? He said it in a much more vulgar way, but I'm trying to.
I believe it.
I cursed a
He's
whole
funny.
bunch. I don't know why I'm being clean about it now, but anyway. But it's just like, it's like, what about you is attracting that? So it's like, that's what you have to look at.
Yeah, and like that's how I feel as well. Like with myself, like I don't feel like I'm in a situation where I could be in a relationship, and that's just like regarding like I feel like I need like a career or like set things. Like I don't have that yet. Like don't get me wrong, I have a really nice car, a really nice house. Like I take care of shit. I do what I have to do, but it's just like when it comes to that career aspect, like I don't know what I want and like what I'm set on. So I feel like it's not fair bringing somebody, like for example, if I get with somebody that has all their shit together, like I don't feel like it's fair that I don't have my shit together when they do. Does that make sense?
It does. And that's actually a really good segue into another question. Do you feel like, because of what you just mentioned, that comparison is what is killing like things for you?
I do, but it's just because whenever I got out of my relationship, I felt like we both didn't have our shit. Like I had a car and stuff, but for example, like my old partner didn't have those things, and I felt like it played a big part in why we were in our situation, why we were struggling,
Yeah.
So I just feel like if you have everything on your own, like for example, you have your own money, your own career, your own car, those are just one less thing you could take off the plate that you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really do it in comparison, but for me, how I think, I feel like I'll be single until I have those things. But that's just because that's how my brain was before in the situation, and I hated struggling.
Yeah.
And I just feel like whenever you have your shit together, it's just one less thing to worry about. It's not like you're with somebody and you're like, oh, I need to finish school, I need to do this, and you're like for example, if you're in college, you keep changing your degrees. It's kind of like that, but in a relationship. It's like, oh, you don't know what you want, and then that adds like a burden to your partner, because then they're like, well, why are you so indecisive?
Yeah. One thing I will say, like, I agree with you to a point when it comes to that. Like, everybody is not going to have their shit together.
Yeah.
And the thing is that this is just my belief, but I believe you keep learning until you die.
You do.
Or
Yeah.
you're supposed to.
It's definitely true.
right? So it's like the one thing that I also want to touch on is that social media these days.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like that plays
Yeah.
a big part. And honestly, that's why I constantly delete my apps because it gets like too in my head. Because I'll see
Yeah.
like an 18-year-old making like $20,000 in fucking 5 hours, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how is that even possible?
And do you feel like social media is kind of changing your perspective on how life should be?
It does change my perspective, and it changes my perspective on like men too. Because then it's like, why the fuck would they want to be with one girl when there's all these girls out here that are like fucking phenomenal, like their bodies are crazy, just insane shit. So it makes me like not trust either.
Yeah.
Is that weird? I don't know. It just it puts like a whole thing in my head to where I'm like, I don't think I ever want to be with anybody because of this. I'm so serious.
So here's the thing: is that like I mentioned this on my previous episode. Is that when it comes to some things with social media, people can
You can fake it till you make it.
you
for
can
real.
fake it until you make it. But also the point that I was gonna say is that you can use it in different ways. Like businesses use social media to see how far their reach is going,
Yeah.
right? But it's like there are people that use it for shady ass reasons.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? But
They
it's
do.
like it's really your perspective. But the whole thing is that I feel like, because I'm not older than you, you know that. But I saw social media when people were just taking photos of their food and like posting that. And that's what everybody was fucking doing.
Yeah, like everybody would post their meal.
Yeah.
I remember.
To people just posting like, big houses, these extreme vacations. And it really gives you this perspective of like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, and that's exactly how my brain works.
Yeah. And that's where I feel like social media can be very toxic.
And it is. It's like real hard because then you'll see like all these like young kids and like all these couples like doing all these extravagant things, and then you're like, well, what the fuck?
Yeah. But I'm like, a lot of the time social media is just a bunch of highlight reels,
Yeah.
and because a lot of people would usually want to post on social media like a lot of their successes. People don't want to show when they're struggling,
Yeah.
I'll
I'll show a struggle.
I'm like, I'll show a struggle too.
I don't care.
Yeah, like she
That
showed,
shit's real.
going back to her deadlifting, she was showing her fails and then
I
how
showed
she
all my
succeeded.
fails and then how I succeeded for reals.
Yeah.
That shit. You gotta work up to that shit, man.
No, but that's why I say I'm proud of you.
I try. I'm like, I cannot be fake. I don't give a fuck.
She doesn't.
I will say what the fuck I feel.
Yeah.
Proudly.
She will be in pain 1 minute and then the next second she's legit singing whatever's in her earbuds.
Wipe me down. Lil Boozy.
Damn. So, okay. So when it comes, since we're still on the topic of relationships and social media, do you feel like if you were to get into a relationship, one, would you still want to be on social media? And two, would you want to put that publicly out there?
So, okay, I'm gonna go back a little bit to like the relationship I was in for a really long time. So it goes back to like me. Whenever I like somebody, I literally like love them to death. So the whole time I was in a relationship, I didn't have social media. I didn't have. Okay, actually, that's a lie. For the beginning of my relationship, I had like Instagram. I never really had Facebook. It's like not my thing. I had Snapchat, whatever.
That's an old people app.
Yeah.
For people like me,
You better
thanks.
cut it out. But freaking, for example, like I used to be a server. I had a lot of like, obviously guys and girls work when you're a server. Like, you have like set things, whatever. But I had like a lot of male friends, and my ex at the time, well, he's still my ex, but he just would always tell me guys and girls can't be friends. They can't be friends. Like either one of them wants to fuck the other. Like literally, he would be like, they can't be friends.
Is that what you believe?
It goes back to like situations, because like my homies, like the homies that would always sleep over, like every single one of them ended up like liking me at some point and like trying to ask me out. So in a sense, I kind of do believe that, but at the same time, I feel like you could just be friends with someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But going back to like what I was saying is like one time my ex like freaked out that I was liking the guy's pictures that I was working with on Instagram. caused a huge fucking fight, like literally huge. So I took it upon myself to delete my social media. I was like, I'm not even gonna deal with it, because like, why would you even? For one, I don't know why he was even thinking I was doing anything, and two, it was just weird to me. But at the same time, I never posted my relationship. Like, I never posted pictures of us, like nothing. And it, like, I like to keep my life really private, and like, especially if I'm with somebody, I don't want people to like be in my business.
Yeah.
So, but that's just how I was. Then I didn't expect him to post me either. Like, I'm not like that. I feel like if somebody wants to, they will, and if they don't want to, then they don't have to. I'm not gonna force you to do anything you don't want to. Like, I know some girls are like, oh my god, why am I not your screensaver? And I'm like, who gives a fuck? Like, one day if he wants to, he will. Like, literally, what's the issue? And like, if he does that on his own time, then he clearly really likes you, you know.
Yeah.
But like our homie.
Yeah, like our homie.
Yeah, our homie. He's a great boyfriend. He is. So
Great boyfriend.
He's a great boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah.
If I ever have a boyfriend one day, I hope they come with those qualities.
Listen, he let me touch his ass today, in
And
the
he's
non-sexual
thick.
way, and he thick.
Thick.
If you watching, you know who you are.
You know who you are. You got a wide back. You got that sleeper build.
You thick,
Thick.
in a good way.
But I hope that they have those qualities. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah, but yeah, literally I deleted all my social media because of that, and I just thought it was weird because like he didn't delete any of his. I didn't expect him to delete it either, but it was just like weird to me. And like whenever we broke up, he went onto my Instagram and followed every single girl that I know.
That's fucking dumb. I'm sorry.
I was just to try to make me
fucking
jealous.
That's fucking
When
dumb.
I literally didn't give a fuck, because in all reality, we separated because we both needed to work on things by ourselves. And I was just like, I'm not the type of person that, like, you can't really, like, get me mad. I don't get mad about shit. Like, I feel like life is, like, too short. We don't have
Yeah.
enough time. I'm just trying to get my life together to where I know I can take care of myself completely without the help of anybody.
Yeah. And because I can tell you, when it comes down to people liking other people's posts and then the significant other seeing that, unless the significant other displayed traits of, like, being shady.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you're looking at a fitness person and you have no idea who the fuck they
Yeah.
are, and you just like it, it's not like you actually know that person.
Exactly. No, and that like comes back to like my ex would literally like I would be posting like Carlos and like they're like fitness influencers, but my ex didn't look like that, and he would always like try to call me or like text me and be like, "Oh, is that what you like? That's what you like?" Like I'm ever gonna meet him. Like I'm ever gonna meet him, bro. And if I do meet him, yeah, I'm gonna fucking take a picture with that motherfucker curling me, but there's probably nothing else gonna happen.
Yeah, and I think what people don't realize is that you're with that person for a reason.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't be with you if I didn't want to be. And I'm not the type of person that's gonna be like fucking talking to other people and like pursuing other people. I'm not like that. So
Yeah.
And if I wanted to, I'll leave you.
Hopefully, because
No, I fucking
some
will.
people are fucking shady and they just won't.
A lot of men are. They don't want one girl, two girl, three girls. They want five.
Listen, women too.
Some women too, but that's like, yeah. No, honestly, yeah, I can say that too. Like a lot of women nowadays just think guys aren't shit so much that they're just fucking.
That they
They'll
feel
talk
like
to
it.
everybody.
Yeah. I'm glad that's not you.
Nope.
Hopefully.
Motherfuckers make me sick. So.
No, because that's the thing is that when you were talking about how you kept your relationship pretty private.
I
What?
always did.
With my ex, and I'm an old man, so I was on Facebook. And people, oh, motherfucker.
It's okay. It's
Did it-
because it was the 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, so camera cut off again. I need a new fucking camera.
It's okay. At least you have a nice one.
Thank you. But no, what I was saying is that in my old relationship, and I'm an old man, so I was on Facebook, and this was when I dropped like a ton of weight, so I had like a bigger following. When they saw the relationship that I got into, I posted it. I was pretty happy about it.
Yeah.
You know, beautiful girl. And then, you know, as we got together, there was a time where when I moved here, she and I took a break and we were broken up. And so, like, you know, turned my status to single because everything used to be Facebook official back in the day. So this is why I'm giving you this story.
Okay, I will never experience that.
Yeah, please don't. But the whole thing is that when she and I were on break, everybody was like, what happened with this girl? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's really none of your fucking business.
Yeah.
You know? And so now it's like, I feel like if I were to be in a relationship, whoever I'm in a relationship next with, I'd want to be more private.
Yeah. And even still to this day, like, a lot of people don't know I'm single. Like, they literally are like, what? Like, they're like,
well, they do now, so.
Well, yeah, you guys do now. But literally, people are like, I didn't even know you guys broke up. But it's because I'm so low-key into myself that I'm not the type of person, I've never been like an attention seeker, or I literally can care less about what the fuck somebody else is doing because I just want my life together so bad. Yeah. Does that make sense?
No.
Like, I don't even give a fuck. Like, literally do what you want. You want 5 girlfriends? Go ahead. Do it. I don't fucking care because I don't have time for it. Are you paying my bills? No, you're not. Sorry. I'm so for real. Like, literally. I'm like, yeah, if you're... I'm literally at the point, like, if you're fucking wasting my time, if you're not giving me money, I don't have time for you.
Bless.
To the one above, because I swear I literally do not like I don't fucking know.
No, I get that, and like I agree with that sentiment, but it's just like I know you said like life is short. Life is like the longest thing we do, but it's like.
But in reality, people only live to be like 80. Mm-hmm. What the fuck? That's crazy.
And you think about how much, because we were both in a relationship for 7 years.
Mm-hmm. That's almost a decade.
Yeah.
Whenever I think about that, I'm like, holy fucking shit. And like, I don't know, it just freaks me out because I was also so young. Never went through like a hoe phase. Never fucking like dated anybody else. I never had another boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Like, that's all I knew. So it was just like, I was kind of like, what the fuck, you know?
Yeah. And when you think about like all that time that you spend with somebody, do you really want to be spending it like unhappy?
Exactly. And no, and that's kind of why like I took it upon myself to leave, because I already knew, which is like kind of, I don't want to say fucked up, because like you have to do what you have to do for yourself in order to be happy, because like you literally have one life. You can't, like, who the fuck wants to live unhappy, like you said, for example. But I knew that he would never leave me.
Yeah.
So I had to take it upon myself to leave. And now he, like, I'm so proud. He's literally thriving. And, like, that's all I ever wanted.
This is why I like you as a person.
Yeah.
Because it's like you want to still see someone like your ex doing well.
Yeah.
Because when you're with somebody for that long, like, you obviously cared about them for some reason.
Oh, definitely.
Like, whenever people are like, oh, no, my ex and shit. I'm like, no, my ex, like, we were together. We really cared about each other. Things didn't go the way that we thought it would. Mm-hmm. Right? It doesn't mean that I don't want what's best for her.
Yeah, and that's how I am with anybody. Like, you could do me so dirty, and I don't even care. Like, I wish you the best. I'll still pray for you, but it's just like, that's it. Yeah. Like, some people just come into your life for a lesson, or you're there to teach them a lesson.
Yeah, I feel like people sometimes take how relationships ended as how the person was. Yeah. Unless that's how they were the entire relationship. Mm-hmm. That's a different story. But when it's like, if it ended bad, like, it just ended bad. It doesn't mean that's how everything was.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
I get it.
Because I'll even tell you now, like, my ex, like, she and I, we randomly talk.
Mm-hmm. Me and mine also still talk, too. Mm-hmm. And, like, we got a dog together. So, like, sometimes, like, he'll take the dog and stuff. But it's just, like, I try not to do anything else besides that, in a sense. Because, like, still, like, don't get me wrong, love him to death, whatever, wish him the best, like, he's doing really well, gonna be a firefighter, great, I'm so proud. Yeah. But I feel like I just need to still, like, figure myself out. And I also feel like, I don't know, like, in a sense, like, my ex is, like, still, like, I'm, like, the love of his life, I could say. And, like, he wants a future with me. So, like, that's why he was, like, doing all these things, like, getting his shit together. He wasn't doing it for himself. He was doing it for me, to get me back. Uh-huh. And I'm just, like, I don't want you to do that for me. I want you to do it for yourself, and I want you to do it for yourself because you want to do it for yourself.
Exactly.
And so I'm just like, hold up. I don't know. I just feel like I have a lot of pressure put on me, even when I'm not in a relationship.
Yeah. See, and when the person does that, he is doing all this stuff to almost like win you back. Like, he's never really going to be happy.
And that's what I'm saying. And like, even sometimes, I don't know, he's like, kind of like, it's like kind of like a bribe. Like, oh, like if you're with me, like you don't have to do this. Or like, oh, if you don't want to be with me, then I'll just find somebody else to like. And I'm like there's been times where I'm just like, okay, go find somebody else, be with somebody else, like do what you want to do. Because I'm literally not, I've never been with any, there's one thing I've never done is be with somebody for fucking money. I've never done that.
Thank you.
Because I have always paid for my own shit, everything always by myself. Like, I always fuck around, literally, ask Christian, ask Issa, anybody, at the gym, I fuck around, I'm always like, fuck, I like literally need somebody's dad to give me some money. Grandpa, uncle, cousin, fucking, I don't even care, just give me some money because I want to break.
She does.
But I like, if it came down to it and like somebody fucking approached me, I will fucking scream stranger danger, blow a fucking whistle, fucking rape whistle. I don't even care. Like I won't. Like I talk real big, but if somebody tries to talk to me, I get so scared. I'm very shy. Like the only time they know how I really am, but anybody else that I don't know, I'm not like that. Like I'm very quiet into myself until I get comfortable with you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's one thing about me.
Honestly, though, it's like the reason why I had to run the podcast to begin with is because of the fact that it's like you have like this energy about you that is fucking lovable.
Thanks.
To be quite honest, not trying to blow your head up because we're on camera, but
my friend Jazz literally told me, like, whenever I walked away earlier, she was like, I just love you so much. She's like, the energy you have is just, and I was like, I appreciate that because honestly, I am just fucking, I don't even know. I literally need to be stray vested thrown in a padded room sometimes. Like, I say that so much, but I'm so dead serious. I don't know. Because I feel like in my head, I'm like very, very negative, but I'm not like that around people.
you are around me.
A little bit, yeah. I like doubt myself a lot.
But do you feel like that's because you got comfortable with me?
No, it's just because I like have an expectation of myself, and when I don't like reach that,
You have to give yourself some grace.
I know.
Yeah. Because whenever I hear her talking like negatively about herself, and she can tell you this story at the gym. Like I had just met this girl, and she was like, "I have this belly, so I can't do this." I'm like, "What'd you say?" I'm like, you do not say that around me.
No, I'm literally, yeah. It's just I'm like my hardest critic. I feel like that's everybody though.
Yeah.
But it's just because I have like expectations of myself. But at the same time, like earlier, how we were talking about how like I'm disciplined in some aspects.
Yeah.
Like I'm not with a lot of other things, and I like don't know why. But it's like kind of like how you said ADHD. We like don't focus. Like I'll be so good. I'll like do everything I have to, and then like my body is like fucking like withdrawing for some reason off of I don't know what, and then I like go back to my old ways. And then I like go back and then I'm like, no, Angela, like you need to get it together. You need to do this. You need to do this. And I'm so good. I do it like to the T. And then it's like, I go back. So it's like, I go back and forth and I can't just stay like consistent with myself. I don't know. Weird.
I know that like we're starting to run short on time and I want to be
Like,
respectful of yours.
I'm like, don't even worry.
But I was going to say, is there anything that you specifically want to talk about? Because I know we brought up relationships. I know I had a bunch of questions.
We didn't even talk about the green flags.
We didn't even talk about ADHD is a real thing.
ADHD, for real.
Two people that have ADHD having a conversation can go multiple ways.
We talked about the bad flags. I should have said green first.
Do you want to mention some green flags?
Some green flags. Green flags. Like, you would think I would have my green flags set, but I literally don't. I just like a real respectful person, you know? Like, I'm the type of person, like, my love language is, like, physical touch. So I'm very, very clingy. And I don't know if, like, that's good or bad, but I know, like, that's, like, one thing how you said I'm hold myself accountable of a lot of things. Like, I know when something I'm doing is too much, or I know when I'm not supposed to be doing something. And that's one thing I'm, like, proud of myself about, because a lot of people are fucking, like, they don't fucking, like, understand, or, like, they don't have a fucking social cue for their self.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, like, nothing I'm doing is wrong. I'm like, you're fucking tripping. Like, you literally, like, that's one thing about me, is I literally know when I'm doing something wrong, and I know when I shouldn't be doing something.
Yeah.
So, like, at the same time, it's like, okay, like, I could tell. I'm very good at reading body language. So, like, I could tell if I'm, like, bugging somebody, or if something is fucking, like, if I'm being too much. So I'm constantly, like, asking, like, I'm like, oh, like, does this bug you? Or, like, is this too much? Just, like, trying to be aware of the other person's feelings. But also at the same time, not a lot of people are like that.
I was about to say, because I'm like, on the other side of things, some people don't know how to communicate that either.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know how to communicate. And, like, that's one thing I can say is, like, when I was in a relationship, I did not know how to communicate. Like, I don't like to be yelled at. And, like, that goes back to my childhood. So, like, whenever I get yelled at, or somebody gets, like, real loud with me, besides, like, at the gym, I'm fine with that.
I was about to say, I yell at you at the gym.
Like, I'm fine with being yelled at the gym. But, like, if we're, like, in a situation where we're arguing and I get yelled at, I, like, shut down. And I won't speak, like, at all.
You already mentioned why you do that, though. Because you were like, you know, it was like your childhood. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
But it's like something that you have to work on.
For real. That's probably going to take a long time.
Yeah.
Because straight up, like, childhood trauma.
'Cause
Let me tell you.
I went the opposite way. Mm-hmm. It's like, because that's how, not shouting out my family, but it's like the way that they communicated was always yelling at each other when they wanted to get their point across.
Yeah.
So it's like, I didn't want to do the same thing, but I didn't know how to healthily communicate how I was feeling, because that's all I saw.
Yeah.
So anytime, like, I got into an argument, I shut down.
No, that makes sense.
So it's like, because at the same time, it's like, I didn't want to keep yelling, because I knew how toxic that was.
Yeah.
But because I didn't know how to process or, like, communicate in a healthy manner, like, I shut down, because I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, no, that's how I get also. But I've also, like, what I've taken from my past relationship to, like, now that I'm single is, like, I just say how the fuck I'm feeling right away. And I don't hold it back. I'm just like, this is what's bugging me. I don't like this. And, like, this is just how I feel. Because for the longest time, I never would say how I felt. And I would just let shit slide.
Yeah, and that's such a bad thing.
And now I'm at the point where I'm just like, okay, even if you don't like what the fuck I'm saying, I'm going to let you know how I feel. And I expect a lot of people aren't like that. They don't know how to communicate. But, like, when I'm asking you, like, I want you to fucking tell me. Like, and I don't care. You can be fucking mean. You could be harsh about it. I'd rather know than be lied to.
Yeah.
So that's just how I am, though. But it took me a long time to get there.
It takes, some people never get there, to be quite honest.
And I'm just, like, at the point where I'm like, we don't have time to sugarcoat shit. Say what the fuck is bugging you.
Yeah.
'Cause no. Literally, though, like, for example, like how I was telling you how I was dating that guy, like, I don't know, he just got really bugged with the situations I was put in, and, like, I don't know, I guess didn't like the fact that I smoked, so he, like, took it upon himself to give me a quick cop-out and be like, oh, our personalities and goals don't align. But in reality, it's just like, you could have told me what bugged you, and those could have been things that could have been easily fixed.
Yeah. And to the smoking thing, right? He knew you did, like, when you guys first got together, right?
Yeah,
So that's a fucking cop-out.
probably.
Because I'm like, if you know that you're getting yourself into a situation and that's what the person did right from the get-go, like, that's not a fucking excuse. You chose to accept that.
Exactly.
So that's a fucking cop-out.
And I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. I don't understand. But, like, no, same thing with, like, me being, like, whenever I was little, I feel like the same thing. I, like, grew up with, like, constant yelling. Like, my dad was an alcoholic, so I would always see him and my mom fight. And it was just, like, I didn't know, like, what was normal. Like, is this how, like, a relationship's supposed to be? Like, you know? So, for the longest time, I was just... I don't know. I, like, don't like to drink for that
You
reason.
mentioned that. Yeah.
And then I have a hard time around people that do drink. So, like, some people can control their alcohol, some can't. But I just get real bugged. Like, annoyed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to be around that.
You gotta work through that. You know, and you know, it's definitely your choice to not drink. You know, and I'm glad you went down that route versus the other route and following that example.
Yeah.
But you know, unfortunately, people are gonna drink. That's not something you can control.
And yeah, nothing you can, and like literally that's one thing is like, I'm not trying to control anybody. I want you to be able to live your life happily. Like that's one thing I want in like a future relationship is I want us to be like open, be able to communicate and fucking like just do things that make you happy, like on your own.
Yeah. So if any guy, I'm not sure if you're into girls, are watching this, she just gave you the fucking cheat sheet right there.
Yeah.
So if you don't pay attention, that's your fucking fault.
Literally say how the fuck you feel and don't be scared. A lot of girls are real sensitive, but they're gonna get over it. If they fucking truly like you and they want to be with you, they're gonna do whatever the fuck it takes. I promise. They really will.
Yeah, and
do
vice
whatever
versa
it
too.
takes. Yeah.
Like the communication should be healthy. You guys should be open with each other because if you don't have that communication, there's no fucking point in being together.
There should be no reason for like jealousy, fucking envying or like anything like that. Like you guys, if you want a healthy relationship, you guys need to be open. You need to talk about it. Like literally, I was in my last relationship. I was like, I swear to God, I was the coolest fucking girlfriend. I'm not even trying to be like, whatever. I was just no, straight the fuck up. I would literally be like, pull up a bitch and be like, look how bad this bitch is. Like, and I know a lot of guys like won't do that with their girlfriend. They're like, oh, like that's like, I don't. What if she's like testing me or something? But I was genuinely like, oh my God, like look at this girl. I want to be this thick, or like, look at this bitch's ass. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you guys should have a cool relationship to where you can talk about things like that.
Yeah, and see, she's not lying about that piece because the people who I've introduced her to at the gym that are like these really fit gym girls, she's like, oh my God, I love your ass.
I literally will straight up, I'm like, you have the best ass I've ever seen. You have the best back I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I fucking love you. I love you more than your boyfriend loves you.
This is probably true.
Monica.
Rudy, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Rudy.
Sorry, Rudy.
If you ever break up with her, just know I'm coming. I'm sliding.
Oh my
Shoot.
God. No, but I know we're running short on time.
I'm like, but for real, just honest.
First off, thank you.
Thank you for having me. That was so fun.
I want to have you on here again.
I'll be on here again because I fucking like. You want to talk about some aliens? That's my shit.
Oh, we could talk about aliens for days. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I wish we got on that topic.
I'm the biggest conspiracy theorist ever. Like the theories I have in my head, they're not wrong. I know I'm right.
I hope they're not in the bad way. And I'm not going to mention the type of conspiracy theorist. I'm going to stay away from that. But
Joe Rogan?
No.
One day, we're going to be on there.
Yeah, she really wants to meet him.
I'm going to meet Joe Rogan, and I'm going to be on that podcast.
Putting it out into the universe.
Mm-hmm. I've said it for years, and it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So.
I appreciate the fuck out of you.
Thank you for having me. That was great.
Love to have you here again. If you want to see her, please put it in the comments below.
And let me know.
Yeah.
If I was boring, just fucking say that.
You are important as fuck. I definitely saw a side of you that I'm not used to seeing, to be quite honest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just because you always see me at the gym and I'm always disassociating because I'm fucking passing away. Literally passing away.
Yeah.
Ugh.
No, but I enjoyed having you here.
Thank you. That was so fun. What an experience.
So, this is Angel. I'll put her links in the comments or description below.
Follow my TikTok.
Follow her TikTok.
And my Insta.
And her Insta. Mm-hmm. We're going to blow her up so she's on Joe Rogan one day.
Yep. Rogan, you're going to watch this and be like, I'm going to come back to this video and be like, I said so.
This is how she got it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be at your house in Texas. I swear. Just let me know. I'll drive. I'll drive all the way over there.
Okay. But this is Christian with This Is Your Conscience Speaking.
And I'm Angel.
Y'all have a good day. 2 kids with ADHD.
ADHD for real. I'm literally not even focused right now. It's fine.
That's probably what we should name our segments.
I know. ADHD.
ADHD.
Literally 2 ADHDs. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. Peace.
Bye.